Welcome to The Explainer. I am so incredibly excited to have you with us today. Look, in this Explainer, we're going to explore a really fascinating journey. We're going to connect the massive macro landscape of the UK's current workforce deficit directly to the highly practical micro world of digital learning content. We'll be looking at the real challenges facing adult education right now, the government policies trying to step in and fix them, and ultimately how you can actually deliver the solution through powerfully scripted educational video. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. The UK skills slowdown. 2. Government upskilling initiatives. 3. The AI literacy mandate. 4. Delivering training through video. And 5. Perfecting the learning script. Let's get right into it. Section 1. The UK skills slowdown, a national workforce challenge. We really have to begin by taking a hard look at the current, and honestly, somewhat troubling, state of adult education in the UK. Take a look at this startling number from the 2025 Adult Participation in Learning Survey, 42%. The headline rate of participation has dropped to just 42% over the last 3 years. That is down a full 10 percentage points from 2024. And it gets a bit more concerning when we look at those who are currently engaged in learning of any kind right now. It's only 21%. Fewer people in the workforce are actually taking part in learning, and that is a massive contributor to this overall national slowdown.
And when you dig into that data, some really glaring inequalities emerge. Class and income act as huge predictors for who actually gets access to vital workplace training. 33% of workers earning over £52,200 report learning at work. But on the flip side, only 17% of workers earning less than £26,099 say the same. So basically, higher earners are almost twice as likely to benefit from employer training. That means huge portions of our workforce are effectively locked out of essential upskilling.
Section 2. Government upskilling initiatives, funding the future. So how exactly is the structural landscape changing to combat this? Let's take a look at the government funding and the pathways they've designed to jumpstart development. The Department for Education has launched a campaign called It All Starts with Skills. The whole point here is to motivate both adults and businesses to really engage with technical education. They've rolled out priority programs like apprenticeships, T-levels, skills boot camps, higher technical qualifications, and free courses for jobs. Ultimately, they're trying to give businesses the skilled workforce they actually need for the economy to thrive. Now, one of the real standout programs here is the skills boot camps. These are heavily targeted at critical, fast-growing sectors. Think digital, green technologies, HGV driving, health and social care, and early years education. And what makes these boot camps so appealing is their incredible flexibility. They take up to 16 weeks. You literally need absolutely no prior knowledge in the subject, and, this is huge, they guarantee a job interview with an employer right upon completion. But the biggest shift we are seeing is the transition from the old apprenticeship levy to the brand new growth and skills levy. The old system, it was often seen as pretty rigid. Funds expired in 24 months, and it required a 5% co-investment from employers. The new levy is a real game changer. It introduces foundation apprenticeships and these great short 30 to 140-hour apprenticeship units. Those are specifically designed to upskill your existing staff fast in critical areas like AI and battery manufacturing. Just keep in mind there is a catch. Under the new rules, unused funds will expire in 12 months, and the employer co-investment rate is jumping up to 25% starting in August 2026. Section 3. The AI literacy mandate, the push for competence. So right alongside those new funding initiatives, there's also some very urgent regulatory pressure turning up the heat on businesses, specifically around artificial intelligence. Now, this number is absolutely not a typo. 35 million euros. That is the massive potential non-compliance penalty under Article 4 of the EU AI Act, or 7% of your global turnover, whichever happens to be higher. Starting in February 2025, this mandate legally requires AI literacy for all employees deploying AI systems. And listen, this doesn't just apply to businesses physically located inside the EU. UK businesses providing or deploying AI systems in the EU have to comply too, making sure their staff can use AI responsibly and effectively. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the incredible paradox we're facing right now with AI integration. Look at this data. 40% of employers expect workforce reductions due to AI automation by 2030. Yet, at the exact same time, 49% of employees haven't even had the opportunity to learn about AI at work. And on top of that, 38% cite a sheer lack of trust in AI as a major barrier.
We are literally staring down looming automation with a workforce that is neither trained on nor trusting of the technology.
And that brings us to a vital turning point in this explainer. The regulatory mandate is crystal clear. The government funding and flexible pathways, they're in place. But when you get down to the micro level, inside your own organization, how do you actually deliver this critical training effectively at scale?
Section 4. Delivering training through video, the strategic approach. The most scalable, impactful solution we have is leveraging educational video. But creating learning videos that actually work requires a very strategic blend of instructional design and creative production.
Script writing for learning is exactly where instructional design meets pure creativity. You really can't just turn on a camera and hope for the best. You need to anchor your content in proven instructional design models, things like ADDIE or SAM. You have to rigorously define your learning objectives right out of the gate. Ask yourself, what specific knowledge, skill, or behavior are we actually trying to improve here? And then from there, you select the appropriate type of video. Maybe that's a traditional lecture, maybe it's a hands-on how-to, or a dynamic explainer like this one.
But let's be real. Writing a script that actually sounds natural to the learner can be tough. It can easily come off sounding really stiff and robotic. To fix this, entrepreneur Sean McCabe recommends what he calls the hybrid voice method. It beautifully combines the polished accuracy of a script with the natural authenticity of just improvising. The steps are super simple. 1. You write the script. 2. You record yourself reading it out loud. 3. You listen back and edit out all the awkward parts. And 4. You just repeat that until it sounds entirely natural.
And a pro tip for when you're starting that first step, the golden rule is to write your rough draft in a total flow state. Do not judge your thoughts, and whatever you do, do not edit as you go. Literally, rip out your backspace key if you have to. Just get the ideas down onto the page. Actually, if typing breaks your flow, you can even use the dictation tools on your phone to just speak your course material directly into a transcript.
Section 5. Perfecting the learning script, best practices. So once you have that rough draft, it's time to move into the final micro-level details. This is where we polish that script for the small screen to guarantee maximum retention for your learners.
I absolutely love this quote by Anton Chekhov. Don't tell me the moon is shining, show me the glint of light on broken glass. It is just the ultimate reminder for video creators to show, don't tell. When you're writing for the screen, you have to remember you've got actors, graphics, and visuals at your disposal. Let those visual elements do the heavy lifting for you, rather than just relying purely on a massive wall of narration.
Now, to successfully show instead of tell, scriptwriters really need to master something known as storyboardese. This is the language that bridges the gap between instructional design and video production. Your script shouldn't just be lines of dialogue. It needs to include actor directions, production notes, screen directions, and prop lists. It's like a giant blueprint, ensuring that when shoot day finally arrives, the production crew knows exactly what visual elements are needed to support your specific learning objectives.
So, the crucial point is pacing. When you read your script aloud, you want to aim for exactly 130 words per minute. Why? Because this is the golden metric to avoid overwhelming your learner with a massive information dump. Plus, using this 130 words per minute rule makes it incredibly easy to use your word count to ensure your videos are hitting that highly optimal 6 to 8 minute target unit length.
Finally, you need to prepare the script for actual delivery. The best practice here? Save 2 copies. Keep one formatted with all your bolding and italics so you can easily see the structure of your lesson. But save a second, totally clean text version specifically for the teleprompter. Take that clean version and break the text down into bite-sized 1 to 3 sentence chunks. It is incredibly difficult for any presenter to read a giant block of text naturally, so chunking it out like this makes it vastly easier to track and deliver right into the camera lens. And that brings us to the end of our journey today. We've seen the macro reality, right? The skill slowdown is absolutely real, the AI literacy mandates are non-negotiable, but the government funding and those flexible pathways are ready and waiting to be utilized. And on the micro level, the formula for writing engaging, highly retentive digital learning video is proven and literally right at your fingertips. The tools are all there. So my final question to you is this: what skill is your organization going to teach first? Thank you so much for exploring this with me today, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.